What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Thanks for stopping by. I'm just getting this live stream up and running, and then we will get into everything. So bear with me just a moment. 1 second here, folks. All right. So with that said, folks, we are just going to be kind of going over the markets. What's up, Paca? What's up, Alex? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. So let's just kind of see what's going on in the market right now. There we go. And what's up, Arcade? Good to see you, man. The King. Thanks for swinging by. What's up, Brian? All right, so we got Bitcoin, folks. And if you guys didn't catch yesterday, I was kind of talking about how we have this little completion of Elliott wave theory to the upside, and how I thought Bitcoin may, in fact, just kind of drift back towards this 50 moving average around the 45, 46 dollar-ish level. Dollar-ish, wouldn't that be nice? $47,000 level. So I do think that there is a good chance that we might see a bigger increase in price for Bitcoin. Maybe something like this to get us to these upper echelons of this channel. Who knows how long? This might not happen till May, June, somewhere in there. But there is a chance that it could, because typically we will see a series of Elliott wave within Elliott wave. And so that is kind of what we are looking at right now with Bitcoin in the market. So it wouldn't surprise me to see just a little ABC correction or something like that down to this 50 moving average. Let's just check Bitcoin on the daily. So Bitcoin on the daily is testing this 200 moving average. Good sign to see. And you can almost see how we are making somewhat of a symmetrical triangle to boot. And this is very bullish, because if we can form a bull pennant off this little flagpole we have, this is a bull flagpole. Keep in mind, there is some great upside ahead of us. We are above the Ichimoku cloud on the daily. And let's just take a quick peek at the weekly. Thanks for joining us, Luke. Appreciate you being here. So on the weekly chart, folks, Bitcoin is still staying above this 50 moving average. And for those of you that are new here, Bitcoin has a history of making huge runs. And as soon as it falls underneath the 50 moving average, it goes into a bear market. So we can see that, that was 2018. This is 2014. So this bull run is very different compared to previous runs, because we got this double bounce off the 50 moving average. Now price is struggling to really cling on. And will we get rejected at this 50? We'll find out in the next 4 days, 8 hours. But I would love to see a higher close around this $51,000 level on this candle here. So that is Bitcoin. And now that you guys kind of have an understanding of where the market could possibly be, let's just go through some of my favorite cryptocurrencies. And we can see, we'll just take a quick peek on the weekly Bitcoin market cap dominance. This is in a descending triangle, folks. So with that said, we may in fact see Bitcoin wander back down to this 38%. So we might see dominance lose 38% here. But I want to show you guys something. And this is what I love to see. And this is where, if you're looking at trying to get in on something early, you're confident if there's a bottom. One thing I'm always looking for is this 50 moving average before it starts arcing horizontally. We've got the conversion line on the Ichimoku cloud. And this thing, man, this thing could be spicing Bitcoin up for a crazy run. We may not even come back down here. This thing just might take off like this. So Bitcoin dominance might return to mid 50s percent levels, which would be pretty crazy. Let's look at Ethereum, right? I think there might be some Ethereum holders in here. Either way, it is a market maker. And I'll get to the comments in just a second here, folks. I do appreciate all of you guys being with me. And we will be doing CKB. We'll talk about the VGX situation as well. Basically, Ethereum, we had an opportunity here where Ethereum was about to dive off a cliff. And luckily, the markets took back over. The bulls took the markets back over. Ethereum is pressing on this 200 moving average, just like Bitcoin is. So we're going to see a lot of these similar scenarios playing out with Ethereum and similar price structure to boot. I mean, it almost looks exactly the same. So I do think that things, for the market are still on the up and up. Here is CKB. Let's check out CKB on the daily. Now, one thing I like about CKB on the daily right now is we are kind of flexing this little Elliott wave theory momentum, quite possibly, but there is somewhat of a bull flag here or a bull pennant. It just really depends on what happens here in the next few days, few hours. With that said, yesterday's video, I was kind of telling everybody, I think we're going to kind of edge closer towards this Ichimoku cloud. Things they were just too far away for my comfort. So I do think that CKB is really prepping to come up to this 0.018298-ish level. And I do think that there is a good chance that could happen with CKB. Let's go ahead and just check out Dogecoin. Let me know in the comments. I know it seems like people got this love-hate relationship for Doge. I don't dislike it. I mean, whatever makes people money makes me happy at the end of the day. And it's been adopted pretty heavily. This is clear Elliott wave theory, folks. This is some of the if you're going to learn anything about TA and stuff like that, I highly recommend you guys study Elliott wave theory and Fibonacci, because we can learn a lot from this, especially if you're looking to exit out of a pump like this, simply because we can kind of see here how this works. And now we're going to be expecting some sort of ABC or ABCDE corrective wave to occur. Maybe we'll buy that dip after that happens. But Dogecoin, I'm thinking might just trade sideways towards this cloud, maybe catch up with this 50 moving average, might kind of do something like this before it makes its next leg up. So I do think that Dogecoin is looking halfway decent right now. Let's just look at this. This thing could be gearing up. If this thing lets loose, I mean, we're talking maybe a 75% increase, quite possibly a 2x from here up to around 25 cents, somewhere in there. Not financial advice. So let's go into the comments section. I know Jamie has mentioned Voyager token, VGX. Let's see, what do we got here? What's my opinion on holding LP token pairs for passive incomes? Well, I mean, you can kind of do that on Yokai Swap. I did have a pair. What was I staking? It was like CKB Yoke. If it's got good rewards, I mean, the thing I don't like about dealing with wrapped coins is it usually involves bridges, and like we saw yesterday, 600 million got stolen off a bridge. It is what it is. Luke, am I buying the Voyager dip on stock from FUD? You know, I don't own any Voyager stock, and I haven't bought the dip on Voyager quite yet. It is possible that I will, but I need to have a clear understanding of where Voyager token is. And we'll get into that in just a second. So, what's up, Baroness in the house? Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by, Baroness. So, yeah, I think that if the markets can kind of rebound here, you know, there's a good chance that, hey, we might, whoa, wrong thing, wrong tool I use. I mean, there could even be some sort of crazy setup for some massive inverse head and shoulders or something like that. Let's see here. Just trying to. What's up, Donnie? Good to see you here, man. Thanks for the kind words. Also, yeah, so I'm just going to break this news. I haven't really broken it on Twitter or whatever, but I ended up partnering up with Definity Foundation. And basically, I will be working with them to produce content on Definity and things like that. So that is, you know, to me, a life-changing experience. And so for all of you that were wondering, that's what it is. So I'm now working with Definity. So in the next few days, I will be starting to produce more and more Definity content. So this is a project that I'm excited about. I'm excited to really learn about everything going on within the ecosystem. And big shout out to Bitcoin Renegade and Crypto Wendy, for that matter. This wouldn't have been possible without either of them. So I'm very thankful for that. Let's look at Ergo, because Ergo, folks, this is a coin that I like. I like Ergo. I mean, I think that it's got some good tokenomics. It's got some good community. And we have seen Ergo now. And I wish I would have loaded this bag up. I just wasn't paying attention. To be honest with you guys, I was heavily into Voyager token. I ended up selling off about $2.25 because we just weren't pushing through that 236 on Voyager, but we'll get into that in just a second. But hey, Ergo's up 73% in like a couple days. Now, when we start to look at Ergo and this price structure, folks, this is exactly what I want to see. This is exactly what I want to see. On this 12-hour chart, we're almost seeing a golden cross. This won't be official till this 50 crosses the 200. But we have a super significant breach of the 200 moving average. And this is what I love about trading patterns is we've got a very nice bull flag pull here. It wouldn't surprise me to see Ergo maybe come back down to this $4.58 level, or right around this shoulder of this Ichimoku cloud, somewhere in there before this thing advances. And when we start talking about these cryptos running, we like to see structure like this. Now, there's one thing here. When I look at this price action, I'm either going to measure Elliott wave theory like so, or I'm going to measure Elliott wave theory from here to here, which would tell me that there is going to be a much larger run from point 0 to 1 through point 2 to 3. So by default, you know, let's just say for the heck of it, that this little run here, let's just say this thing bottoms out here, we would need to see price action go above $8 or higher. But we will never know if this is 0.2 to 3 or 1 to 2. I mean, it's just going to be, it's going to be so unpredictable. But we'll know more if the next run produces a leg up greater than 0.2 to 3 here, somewhere in that nature. So I think that things for Ergo, man, they're looking super good. This thing was trading $20 a coin back in September 21. So yeah, my thoughts on Ergo is I like it. I like the project. UTXO Alliance coin. So they are partnered up with Cardano. They are partnered up with Nervos. They are partnered up with Komodo, IOHK, Topple, and I'm missing somebody. I'm missing one or two more. Basically, it's kind of like a point where they share research, stuff like that. So that's kind of what their partnership involves. So Komodo, I like Komodo. It's just it is what it is. It's hasn't really gained the most traction as I thought it would. I thought the UTXO Alliance would be a little bit better received than what it is, but I know Cardano has been kind of having some issues. So if you're holding Komodo, folks, this thing has just breached through the Ichimoku cloud. I would definitely think that this thing has the capacity to maybe come up to right around this 75, 72-ish cents, somewhere in that neighborhood. I mean, we're looking at a time sequence date of around April 14th, 15th. So there could be a significant shift in momentum around that date. So keep that in mind, folks, that April 14th date, 13th, somewhere in there. I've seen that date come up quite often when I've been doing TA over the last week or so. April 14th is definitely mid-April. There's something going on. I'm just going to take a stroll through. I almost said I'm going to take a troll through the comments. What's up, Josh? Good to see you here. All right. Thank you, Donnie. Yeah, thank you guys for all the kind words. I know everybody likes VGX. It's a great company. It's unfortunate what's going on right now. I tell you what, we'll do Voyager token after we do Sia coin here. Sia coin, I've got miners right here mining it, currently making about 70 Sia coin a day. So, full disclosure, I own a small holding of it. I just switched over from HNS Handshake mining to Sia coin. So I am holding Sia coin, looking to dump it off once it hits about 0.015, 0.014-ish, somewhere in there, for a chance to rebound. But we can see, folks, that there is some clear establishing candles above the Ichimoku cloud. And this is huge. This is so huge for anything. But what I want to show you guys is, here we go. Just like I've been kind of telling you guys all along, there is clear as day Elliott wave theory here. And so with Sia coin, I'm thinking that we see this retracement in the form or the fashion of an ABC corrective wave down to this 50 moving average, around 0.01 and a half, maybe 0.012-ish, somewhere where we're at already, 0.0116. And I could see that that happening before it makes its next leg up. So I think it's looking good. We got any crypto.com holders in the house? Speaking of the competition to Voyager token, huh? But we've got Elliott wave theory going again here, folks. And this is really an interesting play because we've got this ABC corrective wave that's happened here. And, way back when, I threw up this bullish Gartley pattern to predict, it was like mid-December, and I was telling people, hey, this thing's coming down to this 33 cent-ish level. I got called crazy quite a bit for that, but here we are, and crypto.com's on a run. But I'm totally expecting Elliott wave theory stacked on Elliott wave theory. You guys want to see something? This is crazy. I haven't really talked much about this in the previous live streams here, folks. My prediction on the total crypto market cap is that we are going to see some significant stuff happen. Excuse me. So we can see that right now, this total crypto market cap, we're hovering at just over $2 trillion. This is huge. This is extremely huge to be above this $2 trillion market cap. But if we keep trading within this little channel that's been formed since, February, May 2021, you guys got to remember, May of 2021, we saw the entire crypto market cap shrink by about 57-60%. So the theory I had was to duplicate this bottom here to this top here, place it right in here somewhere, and we can see that it fits perfectly right up to about this $3.75 trillion market cap, which could possibly arrive sometime in July. Now, the entire crypto market cap is really climbing pretty heavily. It really is. We do have this April 8th. Here we go, you guys. I'm telling you, April 8th, mid-April, somewhere in there, April 14th. Be wary, be cautious. There could be something possibly happening with the crypto markets somewhere in there. I'm just wondering, maybe we'll see some sort of retracement or something like that, something similar to what we saw here, but somewhere in mid-April could be an indication on what is going on. And so here is ICP, folks. So ICP, like I said, this is the company that I am now doing videos for. And so here we go with ICP. If we throw up a shift pitchfork here, we can see that this is a clear established downtrend. And what ICP is really fighting to do on this daily chart is to break through this Ichimoku cloud and really start running. We can also say that if we just come up here, bear with me one second, and just throw down a little bit of bear with me one second here, folks. Something weird going on with my chart. There we go. We are going to throw up a Ganfan. And so we can see that, ICP is really above this one-on-one. And this is when we start to move into some bullish territory. So we might see ICP over the course of the bull run quite possibly start working its way up through these Ganfans. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens with all of that. Let's get rid of this. But we can see that this, like other coins that we have been taking a peek at, very nice Elliott wave theory structure to the upside. A clear as day ABC, ABCDE correction, quite possibly, and more of a bull flag on this than anything. So I think that this thing's gearing up to move up in some respects. Let's go ahead and okay, we have kind of run the gamut. Let's take a quick peek at Voyager VGX. Here we go. Let's checking up with the comments here. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay. Let's see what we got. It's good. What's up, man? Good to see you. I just ordered my second CK Lite today. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. The more people mining CKB, the better. And I do think that if we see CKB really rise up and hit some of these higher prices like 10, 12 cents, you might be raking in like $25 a day with that thing. Right now, I'm running 6 CK boxes. I'm running 6 CK boxes. And, I'm raking in about 500 coins a day. Obviously, as the price goes up, more people get interested in mining. They turn on their old miners, and that reward goes down. So spec mining is what's going on, or what I've been doing. We will cover HNT in just a second. Now, as everybody knows, with this whole Voyager situation, it's unfortunate for the holders that Voyager token has come under scrutiny from U.S. regulatory authority. And really, I think this is something that completely caught everybody off guard. I have my own thoughts on this as well. I think that, I think that some of these people that are involved with these regulatory agencies know about this stuff, and they are just doing this to intentionally inflict price damage. I don't trust them, and I do think that they're, for the most part, all pretty crooked. And to answer people's question whether or not I have bought Voyager token this dip, absolutely not. With this type of thing going on, and we see this type of sell, man, you guys, it's really dicey. I do think that Voyager token, whether you like it or not, is going to retrace a little bit more. Currently, from these highs back in November of 21, we have seen Voyager tokens shear off 78% roughly. And that's not even counting from all-time highs, which was like $7.28 or something like that. So if we think about it from that perspective, let's go 725. This thing has almost lost 81% at times. I do think that, this unfortunate news is possibly going to bleed Voyager token down to maybe this $1.31 for a recheck. But let's go ahead and just do a super high level technical analysis on this, because I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that, but these are some of the price tags that you can expect that there might in fact be some support and resistance at. Shooting you straight, that's what I do. So for now, if we just go ahead, bear with me 1 second here, folks, while I get this chart prepped out. We can definitely see that there, at least on this 4-hour chart, there's really no clear indication that this thing's going to stop selling off, simply because we've got heavy red candles. And if we look at this, I really like the 4-hour chart. I said it yesterday. It's one of my favorite charts to look at when we are trying to get, a couple days worth of price projection. So we do have this forming. And what I do think quite possibly could be happening is this ABC corrective wave. And we'll find out if it's a DE corrective wave in just a second. But you guys have seen it here first. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some sort of sideways consolidation right around this $1.92 to $1.95 area. And this is what's known as a bear dog leg. And this is where that ABC corrective wave or an ABCDE corrective wave could come into play. So right now, we kind of have this 200 moving average hanging out down here. What is kind of concerning about this setup is that if this plays out like it possibly could, I'm just raising ideas of what I think could possibly happen, because this news is really something That kind of caught everybody off guard. I think a lot of people are panic selling. They're scared. I've seen a lot of people mention at the same time the experience that that Voyager leadership has dealing with regulators. And there's something to be said about that when we are in times like these. So with that said, it wouldn't surprise me to see VGX quite possibly come down to around this $1.82-ish level, possibly even the 61.8. I mean, $1.70. That would not surprise me one bit. But like I said, depending on how nasty things get, we may get this. We may get something like this happening down to the $1.70 level. And then there could be another series of corrective waves, depending on the market sentiment. We really can't predict anything else like that right now at this time. We need to wait a few more days, but expect a little bit of support around this $1.92, $1.94 level, quite possibly for the next day or so. Who knows? This is one of those situations that just kind of freaks people out. $1.82, $1.70, $1.53. Things get bad, you can expect it down to $1.31. But it is what it is. Nothing we can do until they get it sorted out. I think a lot of this possibly could boil over. It could just blow by, once people realize it's not the end of the world. I mean, I think there's only 5 states that have really singled out Voyager. 5 or 6 states. I don't know exactly, so correct me in the comments section. So with that said, folks, that is Voyager token. I wish I had some good news for you guys, because this thing was on its way to start banging, man. So it is what it is. So we'll check in with Voyager tomorrow. We will do another live stream, and let me know in the comments section. Let's see here. I'm going to look at the comments section here. I've got 6 CK boxes and 2 CK lights. That's what I like to see, man. Securing the network. Fundamentals, not really any TA to be done. Well, long term, you make a good point there. It's a great company. Let's see. Limit order buys. There you go, Baroness. So, yeah. It's all good. ETH Classic was doing the same funky movement too. Yeah. Market moves in mysterious ways. Now, before I go, this is a 35-minute long session. I wanted to cap this at about 30 minutes. We are going to do HNT next. If you guys have any other coins that you're holding that you would like me to take a peek at, I'd be more than happy to check that out for you. So HNT, man, I was really hoping some good things for HNT. It's been a long time since I've looked at HNT. Previously, you could kind of see where I was trying to speculate that there could be some sort of ascending triangle, quite possibly forming, but it broke through this trend line for whatever reason. What ended up happening was this thing went on to form a descending triangle. And so a descending triangle kind of works both ways. It's where the highs get lower, but we've got some steady solid ground. And you can kind of see that price action held. We had a 5-time touch on this trend line. So price decided it was time to go up. This looks like a crazy little head and shoulders that formed that HNT was able to really kind of break through. So that is surprising. Let's just look at this on the 1-hour chart, because I'm very curious about this. 1-hour chart, people are selling at $27.50, roughly somewhere in there. And if I had to take a guess, that is a 127 Fibonacci extension. That's close. That's close. How about that, guys? I know this Fibonacci levels before I even put one of these charts up. I mean, if you go like this and drop it right down, comes right up to the 127. So came up to the 127. 127 is a very common reversal point in technical analysis to the downside and to the upside. In fact, this is one of those pinpoints where if you're trading options, you're kind of looking for the 127 and 161.8 in respects to extensions and retracements. So a lot of people will buy the dip at the 127 when price is going down. Some will wait for the 161.8, but price doesn't always make it that far. So it's kind of like always safer to buy the dip at the 161.8. So right now, I do think that we are going to see HNT really kind of band up, move towards this Ichimoku cloud before it possibly comes up for a retest of this $27.50-ish level. Now, I do think that there is a chance that this thing could wander down to the 24.54, somewhere in there, if we cannot hold support around this $25.75 level. Nice. What kind of miners do you have, Luke? Let me know in the comments. I've got a big helium project that I am trying to put together that spans across a whole state. So we got ZIL. So thank you for that. We'll look at ZIL. How about that, folks? Oh man, this is what I like to see. So ZIL, congrats to whoever's holding this. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name, Chetan, but ZIL is on a roll. And this is kind of a trickier one. So right now, what I'm looking at here, let's just look at this on a 4-hour chart. See what's going on. Man, this thing, I love seeing staircase climbs like this. I absolutely love it. And I think that this is kind of one of those trickier situations because we don't know exactly where Elliott wave theory starts, but this is a great example of it. And this quite possibly could be the Elliott wave theory move that is on the table, simply because right now price action is pretty far out from the Ichimoku cloud. And this is one of those things where, after you get good at trading, you might want to start really checking into Ichimoku cloud trading, because it really gives you a good idea of, if you should sell your bags and buy back in if you're a trader or something like this. But right here, if I had one look at that, I would say, no, price action way too far away from the Ichimoku cloud. Cloud pulls price action. And so this could be another instance of that. And so we may see some sort of corrective wave, just waiting for price action to catch up to the cloud and this 50 moving average. So this thing could also just take off again. So we do have that. And looks like I had done some TA on this before. And you can kind of see how I might have been suggesting that this thing was going to do an ABC corrective wave. And although this placement wasn't in the right spot, this thing did perform an ABC corrective wave, as I had suspected. So it wouldn't surprise me to see this come up to about 25 cents and nip at this channel line here. But this suffered a tremendous head and shoulders pattern. If you guys can see this head and shoulders pattern that occurred with ZIL, and ZIL has now recovered from this. So that is crazy. Good luck to everybody with ZIL. Let me look at no problem, man. Okay, I've got 2 cents cap miners at 2 different houses and 1 bobcat that I got on a mountain at my farm. If it trumps the 2 other because of the height. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I have access to some of the tallest skyscrapers here in the Twin Cities area. Not a whole lot of people do. And the problem I'm running into right now is I've got the access to the tower on top of these, 300-story or 200-story buildings, but security is so tight. You need if you want to put anything up on these towers, you got to have some sort of credential. So I'm working with an internet service provider and legal to try and get that to fruition. So is it worth me getting a good antenna and a miner? Good. I was worried about getting into it because of the share exploiting. If you're thinking about it, the whole antenna thing. So big timer. Nice. Okay. Nice. That's awesome, man. I'm just over on the east side. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you have to consider, the environment you're in. I'm sure Luke probably knows all this stuff a lot better than I do, but you have to just consider how much competition's in your area, how many people can you service within your area. If you're in some sort of desolate area, you may want to consider maybe getting that upgraded antenna to, kind of spread the wings a little bit further. Right now we're at 42 minutes. I'm just gonna wrap this up, you guys. Thank you so much for being with me today, and let me know in the comments if you guys could please smash that like button. I'd appreciate it on the way out. Let me know in the comments section too if you guys enjoy these lunchtime lives. I will keep doing them when I can. Traditionally, I would just crank out a couple videos on specific coins. But if you guys kind of like going through all these coins on the fly like this, I'd be more than happy to change up the way I deliver content to you guys, because that's going to be changing anyways with this Dfinity Foundation project that I'm going to be working on. So it's kind of cool to say that I'm actually working with a pretty major cryptocurrency. I'm pretty excited about that, to say the least. So with that said, folks, I am going to unplug this one for the day. Just gonna see here, get a new antenna ASAP. Best change I could have ever made. No problem, Baroness. Good to see you here. Thanks for spending time with us this afternoon. It's in a suburban space. Okay, nice. All right. Well, I could watch them on the regular. I would. It's bedtime for me. Well, sleep sweet, Donnie. I do appreciate you spending your evening with us, or wherever you are at in the world. And so we'll see you guys all on the next video. Probably get some content cranked out here on ICP in the days to come. So we'll do another one of these lives tomorrow.